Hi, welcome back to another Crypto Day video. So today I'm doing another Crypto Passive Income 2020 update video. This is episode 15. As always, links to all the previous episodes will be in the description below. But basically, if you haven't been following the series, every 2 weeks I go through all my crypto passive income streams. We tally up what we've made over the last couple of weeks and also so far this year. And I talk through any changes or any adjustments that I'm going to make over the next kind of like couple of periods. Now, as always, BlockFi and Ledn pay out on a monthly basis, and this last update didn't encompass the first of a month, so these get paid out on the first business day of each month. So we don't have anything for BlockFi or Ledn, but all our weekly and daily payouts, so that's Crypto.com, Celsius and Nexo, we do have figures for. Now, first thing to mention is this Mco Loan. As I mentioned on the last video, I've actually sold this now, so I'm probably just going to remove this line and include the total rev in the sort of miscellaneous or sold coins row right at the end of this or the tables. So I'll get rid of that going forward. You may notice that I've now got a Chainlink interest account, so that started almost exactly 2 weeks ago now, so we've received our first payout for that, or first couple of payouts for that. But looking at the figures for the last 2 weeks, $3.95 for Ethereum, $17.34 for Bitcoin, $6.51 for Link, $4.78 for our CRO. Now this is a CRO that kind of goes in and out of the flexible earn account. So this is the stuff I actually use to pledge on the syndicate events. So this is what we're actually turning into each of the different kind of cryptocurrencies that's for sale at 50% off. So in between those times, I throw it into the app and put it in a flexible crypto earn account. So we have $4.78 from that, and then the other 10,000 CRO is actually staked on the exchange. So this isn't the app, this isn't the earn app, this is on the exchange. It gets locked up for 180 days, and you need to pledge, you need to stake 10,000 CRO minimum in order to participate in the syndicate events. And I will have a video of how those syndicate events, the first 6 of them that I've participated in, have performed probably early next week. So $11.34 for the exchange one, $4.78 for the earn account. Now moving on to Celsius. Oops, sorry. We have our Bitcoin interest account, which gets paid out in Celsius, USDT, which gets paid out in the same, Ethereum, which gets paid out in Celsius. This is why I've got the 2 figures here, and then we got Celsius. So this is the Celsius that we have previously earned in interest. Haven't bought any of this, and this also goes into its own account and actually earns interest on itself. So this is kind of interest earned on interest from other accounts. So I've split this out now completely. Going forward, it just will allow us to then choose for each different kind of currency whether we get paid out in kind or in Celsius. So I've put this as a separate row now, and I've readjusted the total figures year to date for that. So $16.36 for the Bitcoin loan, $3.37 for the USDT, 46 cents for Ethereum, and $1.01 for Celsius. You'll notice I just threw 3 Ethereum into this. I've got 10 locked up in Crypto.com. I think I've got 20 in BlockFi, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 20 in BlockFi. So I just threw a few more which were in a wallet that I kind of found. So I just threw them into the Celsius app. Might as well be doing something rather than nothing whilst we're waiting for Ethereum 2.0 and the ability to stake within our own wallets for that. So that's the figures for Celsius. Nothing for Ledn. As I mentioned before, it pays out at the beginning of each month. And then we've got our Nexo account. So we've got Litecoin, just 8 Litecoin. Again, similar type thing. I was just testing out Nexo, how it kind of worked with a few Litecoin that I found in a wallet. So we made 55 cents from that. And then our Bitcoin loan, $14.49. So you can see we're making less from our Nexo BTC one than our Celsius loan. This gets paid out in Celsius. And for the first time, actually $16.36 here. It was lower actually than our Crypto.com for the last 2 weeks. So $17.34 there. The amount we have in Bitcoin just does increase over time. So although this is simple interest, every 3-month lockup, I then take all the interest that we previously earned and put it in there. Whereas within Celsius, some of the benefit of this, of the Celsius we've earned, is now actually going into this kind of column here. So that's it for all our interest accounts. There will be some changes over the next couple of updates. I'm looking to move some of the stuff about. So I'm looking to maybe take some out of BlockFi, as I mentioned previously. But what was quite interesting, and I'm doing a full video each week on crypto interest accounts. I do this every Friday afternoon. So crypto interest accounts and news, and that's all within centralized finance and decentralized finance space. But been a lot of interest rate updates for BlockFi, Celsius, and in particular Leden. Got some really good interesting kind of rates and some massive increases for Leden. So I will be changing some things over the next couple of updates, probably over the next month, moving some more stuff into Leden away from kind of BlockFi, and might be moving a little bit out of crypto.com and into Celsius as well. And then finally, we've got our staking coins here. So we've got NeoGas. This will be a little bit higher going forward. So Syndicate had Neo as the syndicate in this last week, and I got another 2 or 3 coins, 2 or 3 Neo rather. So I'll throw those into the pot here. But that made 67 cents. Icon made $6.11. We've got our sold coins here. So when I get rid of the MCO column from crypto.com, I'll just throw that $5 or $6 into here so we can keep count of it going forward. And then we've got our 2 Horizon Secure nodes, $5.30 from then, $80 worth of referral revenue. This was all from Celsius. $6.18 from Library. Our next update, we've got a nice little bonus from there. Got 1,000 Library tokens today as a little kind of bonus for doing some publishing on Library. So that will help our figures from that. And if you actually look at the total amount now, which is just over 7,000, at today's price, I think the total revenue actually works out as about 250. So a lot closer to YouTube than these figures might suggest. Obviously, the figures here is I tally them up each week or each 2 weeks, and it's obviously the amount we earn here is locked into the price as of when I did this video and the previous video. But if the price of Library continues to go up and we hold on to our coins, which we're doing, it may well be that the total rev at the end of the year, although we haven't earned that, it's actually worth a little bit more than YouTube. So they're a lot closer than you might imagine. This is 273, and I think we're about 250 for Library, but $26.94 for YouTube at the last couple of weeks, and that's a grand total of the last 2 weeks, $205.36. Total revenue so far this year of $2,774.84. If we take a look at the graph, now this looks a little bit of a mess, but basically up until update number 11, every other update covered the beginning of a month. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So these large updates, and 11, these large updates basically had our BlockFi payments. That's why they looked substantially larger, plus the Leden payout in the last couple of them. Now, the only update that's a little bit strange, so then basically because we get to the middle of the year and we're doing these every 2 weeks as opposed to half a calendar month, we get 2 updates basically here where we don't receive our beginning of the month payouts, and we'll get another one of these at the end of the year. Now the reason this particular column is so high is because our referral revenue from BlockFi, which was really large for that particular month, went into this update because it gets paid out on the last day of the month, whereas the interest goes into the first day of the month. And because the last update finished on the 30th of June, the referral revenue went into this one rather than that one. Otherwise this would have been about $200 higher, and this one would have been down somewhere around 160. So this is going forward, so 14, 16, 18, 20 will be our beginning of the month. So our next column here will be a higher one. I imagine it to be our highest to date, certainly hope so, and I'm hoping that potentially could go over the $400 marks. We'll have to see. But this update, just over the $200 marks, not bad for one of these kind of like low updates. We didn't have any referral revenue from BlockFi or anything like that, so it's more in line with these even ones here. And then the cumulative amount so far this year, and you see we are trending kind of upwards over time. Now that's a mixture of compounding, the increase in the price of kind of cryptocurrency, because we're getting paid out in crypto pretty much for all of these apart from our Tether loan. That means our interest rates in dollar terms are going up. They're compounding, and I've also kind of put some more crypto into some of these kind of interest accounts. So this hopefully will continue to kind of trend upwards for the second half of the year, but well into the second half of the year now. Update 15, so this is 30 weeks in, another 22 weeks to go till the end of the year. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But if you're interested in crypto interest accounts and stuff like that. As I said, I've started doing a series every Friday afternoon where I go through any interest rate kind of updates across all the big providers. So it's a nice way of keeping in touch and seeing if you could be earning more elsewhere. Also, I go over kind of like news, so new coins that are being added, extra kind of features and functionality and stuff like that. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing that. If you can give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. But that's it for this week. Have a great day, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.